Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Larson and Cal Jack here. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining us in the show earlier. Lively discussion. Some great impressions from Cal. Like I said, you might be hired full time based on your wealth of impressions alone.
Well, good. Thank you. I knew that was gonna be a tough thing to break because I know that Steve fancies himself as a good what impressionist.
Voice. Was there like a technical term for someone who does impressions well?
I know there is.
Like a ventriloquist is one who could throw their voice.
Yeah, who can throw their voice behind a dummy.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody here in chat knows what the official technical term for someone who does impressions well.
Yeah.
Iconic Bud Ryan here says Cal needs his own podcast. I'd listen to that.
That'd be cool.
Tim Spullock says Cal Jack can hit me up about keto if he wants. Friendo Tim Spullock has been doing keto for a while. He's lost a good deal of weight.
That's perfect. I would love to take advice. The hardest part is impressionist, right? I think
probably
impressionist.
Yeah.
No, because after my match last night, I was so damn hungry, and luckily the show ended before 10, and there was a Chipotle, so that was the first place I went to. I'm like, no rice, no beans, just everything else.
Meat on lettuce, pretty much.
Pretty much meat on lettuce.
Yeah. Because you can't have beans then either, right?
Can't have beans.
Oof.
I know that's hard. You can't have beans. You can't have rice. You can't even have the tortilla strip. But you can have everything else.
Yeah.
I ordered double meat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great, you get charged when you order double meat. But luckily the kid didn't ring me up.
Oh, that's good.
I did get ringed up for guac because you can't really hide guac.
Yeah.
But
they charge an arm and a leg for guac there. It's like $2.50.
I know, dude. It's like $2. It's like I could just go buy an avocado and make some.
Mm-hmm.
But I was hungry.
Desperate times. And such.
I need to eat something.
So you're not doing intermittent fasting then either, right?
Kind of am this morning. I've done that before, but I hear like hit or miss things. I just don't want to be lightheaded in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest thing. Like I'll drink a ton of water, but I mean I had like 4 hard-boiled eggs this morning.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I've thought a buddy of mine has been doing it for a couple weeks or so, and it's like, have you ever done this? Like, no, I've read about it, but one, I like eating too much.
Yeah,
and I'm the type that's like you. Like in the middle of the afternoon, if I don't eat, I get lightheaded. And
my blood sugar gets low, and I just feel horrible.
Same way, and it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, Cal Jack, what's your opinion on Impact Wrestling? I think they currently have the most consistently booked product on the roster. You know what? This is right here. Was this Madman Fulton part of OVE?
There you go.
I like Impact Wrestling. I like where they're going, okay? Because I'm a fan of Sami Callihan. Not a fan. I'm a friend. I'm not a fan of his. I'm one of his buddies. We used to hang out all the time in developmental. He's a great guy. I got his number. I could call him right now, but I'm not gonna because he won't answer. He never answers his phone.
Oh, yeah.
And Fulton, I love Fulton. I've known him forever. We used to be roommates. So I'm really happy where he's going. Swan's one of my buddies. I love Swan. Everybody in Impact's really cool. I just think it's the rep that is Impact.
They still have that stigma.
That stigma's hard to shake.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially when you can know and watch your show. With that in mind, that's a hell of a segue, that Impact question. Let's go. Let's do some non-news. We can talk about this. I should change He says I have a Gene Hackman fascination, which is no way accurate.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, he's a totally fine actor, but
he's cool.
He's cool. He's done some good movies. Anyways, this is non-news today. This apparently was first reported. This is from WrestleZone, but it's first reported in the Voices of Wrestling podcast Patreon. But it appears maybe Impact Wrestling may have a new home for themselves. Of course, Impact is currently on the Pursuit channel. However, nobody apparently can watch anything on Pursuit ever.
No.
Especially now that AT&T has taken Pursuit off of their platform, and then DirecTV doesn't have HD anymore. The Pursuit channel. Pretty much, you can watch Impact on Twitch.
Yeah.
But according to Voices of Wrestling, it looks like Impact could be on their way to Access TV. Of course, Access is currently the home of New Japan here in the States, as well as Women of Wrestling. So that'd be interesting if Impact makes the leap to Access, and what that could mean for a rebirth of sorts for an Impact New Japan partnership.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Of course, in the past, New Japan would send talents to Impact on excursion only for them to royally mess up their creative. See Okada. So we've heard something like Davey Boy Smith, when he was trying to get out of his deal with New Japan, or was trying to do some additional work, he asked if he can work some dates with Impact. And one of the reasons he was told no was because Okada. Not that Okada didn't want to do it, because Okada experienced an Impact where they messed up his creative was horrible.
Yeah.
So if that works out for Impact, awesome. They're actually being on I don't have access on my cable provider, but apparently a lot of people do. It's on AT&T. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
And there'll be a hell of a lot more households than Pursuit ever will be. So, like you, I only want the best for the ladies and gentlemen over on Impact. It benefits the wrestling industry as a whole to have as many thriving, vibrant wrestling promotions possible, where people could, at least in theory, make a living.
Yep. I mean, there's so many superstars this day and age that they all need a place to go to call home, and it would just help that if Impact goes to Access, it gives those guys opportunity to get their faces out there, get seen more, and in which when they do other other indie dates and other shows, they can get more money, they can ask for more money, and more fans could see them and recognize them, and it would make them bigger stars on the outside. I'm not really sure. I don't have Access. I don't really follow that channel, but I know it's bigger than what the Pursuit, and then they were pushing. Well, if you can't watch it here, you can watch it on Twitch.
Yeah, watch it on Twitch maybe.
Or you can't say. Or no, we're on non-news. Yeah, we can say that. So it's good for them, and all my buddies and whatnot. They're, I really hope the best for them. But the only thing that gets me about Impact is where they film.
Yeah,
they film out of Toronto.
Yeah,
and they're not going to fly and bring anyone out there. They pretty much, a lot of the guys based there all live in that area.
Oh.
I mean, other than, I'm going to exclude Brian Cage. Brian Cage lives in Fresno.
Yeah.
Or Fresno or LA or whatever. One of those areas in SoCal or SoCal. So he gets flown. And some of the other guys, but I know Sammy, Fulton, OVE, obviously, they're all in Ohio.
They have to make the drive up then?
Yeah, they all drive up. They drive from Ohio to Toronto.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they do that drive whenever they have tapings.
Oof.
So I'm not sure where Cyrus is from. I know he's from Calgary, but I'm not sure if
if he may have moved to Toronto. For the
if
job.
He's there full time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I guess it makes sense if they're, not the richest promotion.
No, because it costs a lot of money just to bring. And I've met Scott D'Amore, and they weren't going to bring me up from California over there. I did that match with Ellsworth. But anyway, OEVE road trip. So that they would have a great YouTube series.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would actually be awesome. I would actually watch that. It'd be really interesting to see how those guys, because those guys are all best friends. Chris and Sammy. Yeah. Those guys they're hilarious together. Yeah. So I would love to see that.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
I felt bad we went to the second PWG show we went to. It was Bola, and Kenny Omega was on the card. And so before the show, in an intermission, a lot of the wrestlers would come out to the ring and put their shirts over the ropes and try to sell stuff.
Yep.
And so Sammy was out there kind of by where we were sitting. He had the unfortunate circumstance of being right next to Kenny Omega.
Oh, great.
So rather than getting any sort of residual walk-by traffic because Kenny was there, he just stood there and didn't really sell much of anything.
I'm sure he had his Sammy, this is my stew face, man. I'm sure he had that kind of look on his face. Because that's his face he makes.
Nobody likes Sammy.
Yeah. Oh, well. He's doing great now.
Yeah, he's doing fine for himself. Hopefully he's making a fortune from this.
I've had that happen before where you're at a table and you're next to the person that's going to sell a lot more merch. And it's it's defeating. You're just oh man, I got stuff over here too. You guys might want to have, I got shirts and stickers. Did you not like my match? It's do I got to wrestle better? What do I got to do for you to buy my stuff to be fan? Because there's been times where I'll have a great match and that great match will lead to selling your merch. Yeah. There's times I had really bad matches and nobody wants to buy your merch. They'd rather go to whoever got the most excitement. So that kind of cracks me up that was the case for Sammy.
Yeah, so the show we went to beforehand, it was his match was himself and the Chris against Adam Cole and the Young Bucks.
Oh, nice.
And at that show, Sammy and the Chris were right next to each other.
Was that like the RKO party?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think he was selling some stuff then, maybe.
Probably.
But when Kenny's there was a huge line.
But Kenny, the Young Bucks, that's like hearing about the Young Bucks. They went on that tour for House of Glory in Australia, and you had like Jack Swagger there, a few other pretty notable WWE guys. I think Carlito was there as well, and the line. They had a few people come up to them, but there was like a giant line for the Young Bucks. So yeah. It's hard to like sell stuff when you had those guys around because at the end of the day, people don't bring so many $20 bills, and when they're out of their 20s, they can't buy merch or anything.
Yeah.
You're kind of out of luck
Unless you got one of those Square readers.
Oh no, exactly. Get a Square Reader. Yeah, I have Venmo. I have PayPal. Just use that.
Yeah, just here. You're good for it, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take some questions. We got some time still. Alex C says, I remember seeing photos of Suzuki with an empty table at WCPW before Suzuki-gun returned to New Japan, so Western fans weren't as in the know about him. Oh, totally. I wouldn't be surprised about that. And Minoru Suzuki now, he'd have a huge line.
Yeah.
Line
he'd be. Yeah. People would be buying his merch.
Guion asked Larson, did Steve make it to his destination alive, or was Bama right and about her?
The plane's going to crash.
I haven't heard from him.
I texted him earlier because I'm house sitting for them.
Yeah.
I think he's just like chilling in one of the airports.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think if my math is right, he would have got into London about 10 this morning.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Waymaker says Shabbat is sold next to nothing at a show he went to over in the UK.
Wow.
Do you follow the NBA at all?
No, I don't watch basketball.
Well, I won't watch. I would ask basketball questions then.
Yeah. Oh, the whole he's talking about Durant and the Knicks.
Oh, the free agent stuff.
The free agent stuff.
Durant.
I could care less.
Yeah.
I'm so over Golden State and all them. Good.
That was a good question from Trey Saunders. Name some wrestlers from WWE or New Japan who could thrive in Impact currently, men or women.
I mean, you could list off quite a few for WWE. Whoever was in Impact that's there not doing anything. Put EC3 there. Put Bobby Roode back.
They went back. That'd be huge for them.
Like, they'd be fine.
Huge for Impact.
And New Japan, just like who else was already over there? Like, you can say Shinsuke. You can say, I would like to see Sami Zayn over there in New Japan.
Yeah.
Because Sami is a really, 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 really good wrestler. And his best match was with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
And I would like to see him kind of do his own thing in New Japan.
Have you ever watched any of Sammy's stuff he did in DDT Pro?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty wacky.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
great. It's great. Waymaker says, Steve is alive. He has seen the Welcome to London video I sent him. All right. Well,
that's cool.
Good to know. Alex C., how how you watch wrestling as a fan changed over the years being a wrestler?
I'm a student of the game, so it's never going to change. I study everything, so you have to be a fan, and it's still the same because I'm always looking for influences and ideas whenever I watch wrestling because wrestling's an art, and art's always stolen. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it won't ever change. But I like what Thirst Tabata wrote. Will Caljack render Steve's toilet unusable? No, because I've thought about that. My goal is to use their toilet as less as possible. Like, I just want to there's this nice little space in their house. I think that's where I'm just going to chill and just hang out in their backyard. No rendering toilets. I thought about that, though.
Yeah. You should leave an upper decker for them.
I don't want to do that. Because then the kids.
Well, let's do it in their bathroom, not the kids' room. Here, I can give you some hints on how to. We'll talk about it later. Trey Saunders, who would you want to be Pentagon's first feud in NXT and WWE main roster, respectively? Say Pentagon says, to hell with this all elite stuff. I'm going to New York. I'm signing with WWE. First feud in NXT.
Who, Pentagon?
Yeah.
Oh, Cassius Ohno.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, Cassius Ohno. Because that's just the role he's been in.
Yeah.
And then after that, it would be like, because he's such a like hardcore guy to see him take Velveteen Dream.
Oh, that'd be
and
good.
like to put him in like that kind of style, because I think he's done stuff with like Matt Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to see him do something where I'm sure he's done stuff with Cassius Ohno or Chris Hero.
Yeah.
But to see him with like Velveteen Dream would be awesome.
That would be cool.
That's what I want to see.
I think on the main roster be a good fit.
On the main roster,
I mean, they probably put him in a program with Dolph.
oh yeah, no, that'd be horrible.
That'd be bad.
I don't want to see that.
Like give me Pentagon versus like Aleister Black. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. I mean, that would be awesome. I'd like to see him and his brother tag against like the New Day.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
That's something. Or the Usos.
Yeah. Oh, the Usos would be great.
Or the Revival.
That'd be great.
If his brother came along too. Ray Phoenix.
Thayer Thabata says, Cal, as a Muslim, I've always been curious how you've seen the other Muslim wrestlers balance wrestling and our religious practices as Muslims.
That's a great question, because Mansoor is Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the promoter at the promoter at Hood Slam, Sheik. I don't know if he's Muslim or not, but I mean, these guys are so talented, and because I also come from an amateur wrestling background, a lot of the Muslim countries have such great like freestyle Greco-Roman wrestling. Those guys seem to bounce it incredible. I was in Turkey for a tournament when I was a kid, and you just have to respect the culture, because that's parts of that country is Muslim. Because I was in Istanbul, and you'd have to kind of follow the rules of like the praying and like hearing when the music would play to allow people to know, oh, this is time to pray. Hey, anyone, as long as like there's a way to balance it all.
Yeah.
So,
I'm always incredibly impressed whenever a Muslim athlete regardless of the sport, during Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly.
How they manage to maintain their level of performance.
Well, that's like
for an entire month.
Chad Gable, he wrestled in one of the Muslim countries. He was there for a month, and he had to follow the rules of Ramadan.
Oh, wow.
So Chad Gable would get up the same time as everyone else to eat, because the way they would structure it, you'd get up right like an hour before the sunrise. You'd eat a lot, boom, 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 and then right when then they'd eat again when the sun would set at night, and then they have like a little bit of a nap. They could structure it to where it's called to prayer. Yeah, that's what sorry Thayer, but yeah, it's not the music, it's the call to prayer. Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, but they were playing music kind of in the background. Thanks for correcting me. But so yeah, it's totally they're able to balance it. I'm glad you asked that there, Thabata.
The Enforcer, are we going to be able to mat chat this week? You're down to do a mat chat, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can argue with you about or have debate with you on anything. You have experience. I don't. On so many things.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm open for whatever.
Speaking of impressionists, Carlos Villalba asks, who's better SNL? You watched Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Bill Hader or Jay Farrow?
They both do different types of impressions, because Jay Farrow can do a lot of like...
like his Jay-Z is
his Jay-Z. He does a great Jay-Z. He does a great Denzel. I've heard Bill Hader, when he was doing Tropic Thunder, he did like a really, really spot-on Tom Cruise impression.
Oh, wow.
But I never got to see it. I only heard about it in like the commentary.
Stevie Bradley asked, Cal Jack, how did you become a friendo?
When I got let go, I was super bummed, but I didn't want to stop pro wrestling. So and when I was in developmental, I never listened to podcasts. I never listened to review shows, but I just kind of want to figure out what's something that's going to keep me, it's going to educate me. So I was trying to look up stuff, and I noticed these guys were in Mishimina for 10 for the Win, and then I think I followed that show on YouTube, and then I don't know how I was able to follow you guys to transition over to going in Raw, but I did. It just popped up on my YouTube, and I started watching it, and then I found out you guys were from the same area. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I think we ran into each other at an Impact.
Yeah, the Big Time Wrestling show.
Big Time Wrestling show. And I remember Steve said he was going to be there, and I was going to be there because Alberto Del Rio was going to be there, and he was my landlord in the past when I was living in Florida, because he bought a house for his brother and Ricardo, and I was friends with them, so I got to live with them. He was going to be at the show, so I wanted to say, talk to him for a bit, and then just lo and behold, you guys were there as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I became a friendo.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then I was going to say Adam Mayhem.
Yeah.
That was the thing, because when I met Adam Mayhem, it was at a Virgil show. And, Adam Mayhem's personality, you can't really tell if, he's a funny dude. So seeing him on the show, approaching him and be like, hey, man, you watch, you're a friendo, aren't you, and Steven Larson? And he tries to be really cool about it.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, yeah, I know, I love Steven Larson, blah, blah, blah. And then Mayhem and I hit off because we have the same exact kind of goals that some of the other guys in the Bay Area or NorCal don't really have. So we also have similar different backgrounds as far as like the approach of we came to the area at the exact same time. So we both we weren't really cool with a lot of people.
One of the more interesting moments at the first Starcast is when Simon Grimm sees our booth and yells at us, Steven Larson. I'm like, oh shit, what did we say?
Yeah.
We're about to get our asses kicked here on the floor of Starcast, and he walks up to us and says, no, I've been watching you guys since 10 for the Win, which first of all,
yeah.
And then we just sat there and talked with him for a good 20 minutes.
And that's another guy that like I'm really good friends with. I'm really good friends with Simon. He was one of my buddies I used to ride around shows with, and because one of his because he's trained everywhere, but he trained at Harley Race's school, and Harley racing him, and Brandon Taven was his name. He was in NXT, but Taven got let go before he got there. But Taven told him, "Hey, hang out with Cal Jack. You guys will get along." Because he's like, I think Cal and you are from the same area. Because Grimm's actually from Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
So me and him, we had a lot of same interests and whatnot. So we became pretty good friends.
That's cool. Fair asked, did Adam Mayhem also buy you some lunch using Larson's credit card? Can you confirm or deny that Mayhem's bought you food with my money?
I had to help him move out when he moved to Korea. So I helped him take his stuff to. I'm gonna leave that one.
That's fine. You can plead the fifth on that one.
I'm not gonna say much about that.
I'll see if I can write that off in my taxes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a storage unit. We can go in there and find some stuff for you.
Wait, his?
Yeah, I have all his info. Like he left me his key and the code and everything. We can go get whatever stuff you need.
Can we kind of do like an episode of Storage Wars where we sell everything out of his storage unit?
We could sell all
like
this
recoup
stuff.
some of this money back.
He told me that I have to go send his merch to Korea, but he said, "Don't worry, I'll pay." So it's like, okay,
all right. I have my money there too.
Yeah. Thayer
asks, could you get Simon to give an intro wearing the Simon Gotch Berries Enzo Amore t-shirt?
He'd do it. He'd totally do it, but it'd be easier to ask him in person. That's that dude. That's so funny, him burying Enzo, that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Because like they were married to each other when it was the perfect foil with the Vaudevillains and Cass and Enzo.
Yeah.
Because they both like English a lot, and then Gotch is such a different guy or whatever. Like he got along with, but that's Enzo and him just, dude. They aren't the same kind of people. They are so different in every kind of way. So it was like oil and water whenever they were working with each other. It was pretty funny.
Trey Saunders, Cal, your thoughts on Lucha Underground?
As long as you can have a decent contract and you're not stuck with them forever, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That contract sucked. But I listened to Cobb talk on Jericho's podcast about how he went to an entertainment lawyer to get out of it. And it was a lot easier than people would assume to get out of it, because the entertainment lawyer just wrote like a couple things and boom, he was out of it.
Oh, wow.
Or I think a lot of guys were too afraid to like ask to get out because they just don't know.
Yeah.
I
mean, that kind of contract, that seems like it could be easily challenged.
Yeah, because you can't do TV anywhere else, but you can do indies, but you're stuck with them for 7 years or however long that TV deal is with the El Rey network. So I don't know.
Thayer Thabata asks, Guion Halili says, they're going to be chat trivia this week. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Stevie Bradley asks, do you have a guilty pleasure TV show? This is Live PD. Have you seen Live Rescue?
No.
So apparently they have camera crews out with first responders in various towns. One of them Sacramento, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I'm assuming they have some sort of delay, just in case there's some sort of red asphalt type incident where people's brains are on the ground. They don't air that. But, there'd be fairly routine traffic stops. There'd be some minor fire emergency, stuff like that, where they'll go and broadcast, quote-unquote, live.
Sure.
I don't get the appeal of that.
Yeah. I don't really have it. I don't know. I just started watching New Girl. I don't know. I'm kind of like, whatever's popular, I'll start watching it. But I don't really have like a guilty pleasure show.
All right, Thayer's trying to get us some Simon Gribb video. He wants to know your best Enzo story.
Mine, when I first hung out with Enzo, we were doing, what is it called? Road work, as in like we have to go put up posters and like set
like
out
street team stuff.
Yeah, we did street team, and it was me, Enzo, and this guy named Knuckles Madsen, and Knuckles is just this like dude from Texas, crazy dude, just like we tried out at the same time, hilarious dude. So hearing Enzo and this guy talk and trade stories about like who's done crazier stuff in their life, like, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't really say, I'm not, I don't know, but it was interesting. I don't know. I trained with Enzo a lot. He just was kind of guy like do as little as you can to get the most out of it kind of personality. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can, he's cool. I will say that there was a time when I was downtown, and I ended up being by myself downtown. I ran to Enzo, and he let me crash at his place. So I don't know. I don't have anything too crazy. I was there when I was ringside when he broke his ankle.
Ooh.
And he talked about that and like I saw the whole thing. I know how he broke his ankle. He just turned his foot the wrong way. That it wasn't that it got stuck in the canvas. But
Yeah.
Teach his own,
Oof. That's probably not very fun to see regardless. Ben Espinoza said, hey, friendos, on August 17th, I'm going to meet Renee Young and John Moxley at Northeast Wrestling Convention in Norwood, Connecticut. It's going to be great. That sounds cool.
That's cool.
Tim Spoolock asked, Larson, can I tell Cal the Vampiro story? I will tell Cal the Vampiro story when we're done recording for the day.
That works for me.
Patrick Oliva wants to know, how are your artistic skills?
Horrible.
Good. You'll fit
That's
right in with me.
That's why I have the same person that does all my designs. Some of the designs I've asked a couple other people, but I just posted a couple new shirts that should be coming up on Pro Wrestling Tees. I've had them forever. I just been lazy about posting them because I don't get a lot of merch sales on Pro Wrestling Tees. Like, you'd think a lot of guys, that's where they make their living, but if you're universally known. But for me, like one of those hungry indie guys in NorCal that aren't like super well known, you got to sell your shirts at the shows. So I usually have a bunch of shirts I bring with me to shows. But as far as like artistic, nah, man, I'm more of like, I keep my art in the ring, and I'm still trying to work on that to make that as best as I can.
Mr. Dope wants me to make him some bacon and rice. Okay, come on by, pick it up. That sounds good, actually. I'm starving. We'll do one more.
In this one-time promo class, there's a bunch of promo class stories I could tell.
Oh, we got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, tell us one promo class story. We haven't done that.
One of my favorite promo class stories was you have that guy Knuckles Madsen and you have Madman Fulton, and these two were struggling with coming up with ideas. And Fulton was trying to do like this Hannibal Lecter like kind of character, but his singlet or his gear he was wearing was like the Andre the Giant singlet cut, but he was wearing like it was like a tuxedo singlet, so it's like tuxedo half cut. And so him and Knuckles are trying to be these two crazy guys, and they went to an exotic animal shop and they bought like a dead rat that you can get there to feed your snakes. And they have this dead rat and they put it in, like Knuckles brings it out, the dead rat, and he goes, oh, it bit me. And then they put the dead rat, and they're trying to play it off like the dead rat like was alive.
Yeah.
So I knew it was, I was there when Jake bought it, so I knew it was dead, but everyone else didn't know if it was real or dead.
Yeah.
So then they put in the paper bag, and they're both holding hands, and they both smash the paper bag at the same time, and then like they put like fake ketchup, or they put ketchup and fake blood in there. So he pulls, Knuckles like, oh my god, look, my hand's bleeding, and then Jake takes out the rat and puts it in his mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's just one of the ridiculous like promo stories that was at the Performance Center.
Wow.
And that was because they were trying with ideas just to get attention.
Yeah.
And eventually, like it worked a little bit, but it didn't give him the right attention.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one story.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Ramblin' Rabbit. No, that was before Ramblin' Rabbit, but it was similar with the blood and whatnot. It was, that's just one. That's Madman Fulton for you.
Wow.
Cal, is there a move you will not take? I don't know, man. For me, I could probably do and take every move there is. It's just if I'm willing to. I mean, I'm not a fan of like taking a move and landing on like thumbtacks or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It depends. I could do it. I think I could handle any move. I've taken a lot. The reverse Haranas.
Oh,
those are the only
Haranas, yeah.
As long as the guy doesn't mind me, I'm gonna make sure I roll on his ankles. I tuck my chin because I am not landing on my head. Mm-hmm. No way. I want to have a long-lasting pro wrestling career.
Yes, totally. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Cal.
Thank you.
We'll be back at tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all then.
Thank you guys for having me. Bye.
Goodbye.